She called me uneducated before breakfast. It was a Tuesday. Rain tapping against the kitchen window like it was trying to warn me. My mother-in-law sat across from me, pearls around her neck, judgment behind her smile. My coffee had gone cold halfway through her lecture. "You're jobless," she snapped, folding her manicured hands. "A high school graduate pretending to be a provider. You should be grateful my son took you in." I didn't argue. I just looked at her, calm, detached. The way you look at a storm that's already passed. Then she said the words that sealed her fate. "Get out." I smiled. Okay. She didn't realize that smile wasn't surrender. It was the sound of a lock clicking shut. When I first met her, she had that kind of elegance money could buy but grace couldn't touch. She loved me at first, at least she pretended to, said I had potential, said I brought out the best in her son. He was her golden boy, the kind who never made decisions without her approval. She taught him that control looked like love. And I, young, naive, too forgiving, believed love meant endurance. When we got married, she gave a toast that sounded like a blessing and a threat. May she never forget how lucky she is to be part of this family. Everyone laughed. I just smiled and held my glass. The betrayal didn't come overnight. It crept in quietly. Missed calls, hidden receipts, hushed conversations. The kind of silence that hums in your bones when you already know the truth. Her son, my husband, was having an affair. And she knew. She helped him hide it. The final proof came wrapped in carelessness. A hotel reservation under his name, charged to her credit card. She had booked it for him. I remember sitting in our living room that night, laptop glowing in the dark, his messages open on the screen. My pulse didn't even rise. I wasn't angry. I was done. Done being underestimated. Done being quiet. That was the night I stopped being the woman they pitied and started becoming the woman they'd regret crossing. I didn't scream. I didn't confront. I planned. I already had my business, quiet, online, successful, but private. No one in that family ever cared to ask what I did. Freelance work, I used to say. Let them assume it was small. They were too proud to Google my name, too arrogant to think I could be anything more. I had built a software company from my laptop. No investors, no noise, just me and a few brilliant minds around the world. Last year, it cleared 20 million. While they whispered about my joblessness, I was funding charities, buying property, and setting up shell corporations, one of which, ironically, held the deed to their house. My husband had transferred it to me during a refinancing deal he never read. He thought he was signing routine paperwork. He was signing his address away. When she told me to leave, I didn't pack in anger. I moved with precision. Took my passport, my files, my calm. That night, I drove to my vacation home in Chicago, a penthouse overlooking the lake. I hadn't told anyone about it. Sometimes peace requires distance. Sometimes revenge requires silence. 3 months passed. I didn't call, didn't text, just watched. The market turned. My husband's debts surfaced. His mother's accounts froze. Collateral damage from an unforeseen business restructuring. All legal, all tidy. When she finally reached out, it wasn't with arrogance. It was desperation. "Please," she wrote, "they're taking the house." I invited her for coffee. She arrived at my Chicago penthouse in pearls and panic. The same pearls, the same judgment, but dulled now, chipped at the edges. "I don't understand," she whispered. "How did this happen?" I slid a document across the table. Deed transfer. My signature, hers, dated months ago. Recognition hit her like a slap. He signed this?" "Yes," I said. "You were there, remember? You told him not to bother reading it, said you trusted me." Her face drained of color. "And now?" she asked. I smiled. "Now I own everything you thought was yours." The silence that followed was the most expensive thing she ever bought. She left without another word. Pride couldn't carry her anymore. Her son tried calling later. I didn't answer. Some apologies don't deserve an audience. I looked out over the lake, the city lights flickering below. For the first time in years, I felt light. Not because I won, but because I finally stopped needing to prove I could. Revenge, I've learned, isn't about destruction. They called me uneducated, jobless, weak. And now, from my quiet home in Chicago, with 20 million earned from the same laptop they mocked, I sip my coffee, smile at the sunrise, and whisper, "Okay."